last left it off, Truthsayer assassins ambushed you in the ruined taints of the frontier. Their target was Verity, and they got their target. Verity was killed in the ambush. The assassins retreated. You got a few of them, but some of them were able to escape. And then from there, you brought Verity back. See Nixhall Sandscale in the Magnate's Palace, to which Magnate Nixhall said that unfortunately there just wasn't anybody in the city that could help, none that he was aware of. They just didn't have the resources. To which Left said that he knew somebody, and they could take it to them. You decided to go by Wyvern, as it only took you a day to get there. So you have secured passage via Wyverns that will be ready in the morning. Hopefully the Wyverns will listen to you. Meanwhile, that evening, as Otti stayed behind to look after Verity, a mist of creepy proportions crept up onto the balcony. And Otti sort of didn't bar the way as the mist crept in over towards Verity, and eventually recognised it as Slovo Crimson, the vampire that works with the punishing Krakens. Slovo was distraught that the one light in his life has now been extinguished, but it need not be the end, for he is convinced that by sharing his dark gift with her, he might be able to extinguish some form of light within himself and her. Otti was very much opposed to this, tried to convince him to back down, but did not succeed. And now it has come to a point where Otti stands between Verity and Slovo. Slovo is not taking no for an answer. So, Otti, can I get initiative from you, please? Right. Uh-oh. Oh, natural 20 off the bat. Oh dear.
That's a good use for it.
Last week you said that I managed to grab HUD. Would I also manage to grab my shield as well?
Yeah, I mean, they'll be in the room. So.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so top of the round is Slovo. So Slovo is gonna move towards you at a speed that you're not quite used to seeing, except for maybe somebody like Rennas. As he moves forward, he extends his hands, and a blade shoots forth from the palm that forms into a blackened like hilt, which he grabs. The whole thing drips with a malicious power. He will make 2 attacks with his black blade on you.
Okay. Both hit.
Both hit. Okay. That is 14 points of slashing damage plus 21 points of necrotic damage.
Hang on, I've got to math this. Okay.
Right. Can you make 2 Constitution saving throws for me, please, as well? Save and save. So yeah. So you can see as the sword like carves into you, like you're able to sort of like use the majority of your armor to mitigate the worst of it. But you get the feeling if that had touched flesh, that would have seared it away, and you might have started bleeding heavily. Right. So with that, Slovo is going to sort of go, and he's going to back away. You will get an opportunity attack against him.
I'm going to take that, and I'm going to... No, that's fine. I'm going to just make an attack with HUD.
That's a hit.
And 13 slashing.
13. And that's that magical slashing damage.
It is, yeah.
Alright. So you cut into as he glides away, barely moving his feet, he jumps up onto the wall and sort of like backwards climbs up into the corner and starts like crawling around on the walls, his fangs protruded. So I'd say he's probably about 10 feet above you at the moment. Your turn.
Okay. I'm going to... I'm going to cast Mirror Image on myself.
Yep.
I've put that in the chat.
Alright, so 3 other OTs appear beside yourself. And he cannot tell which is which.
And I'm going to stand in between Slovo and Verity. In a... like, take a step forward, but standing in the way, so we're all guarding.
Right.
And...
So, anything else from you?
And bonus action, I'm going to rage.
Alright then. So, at the top of his turn, see that the wound you just gave to him closes up his regeneration. Then he's going to call out a horrific cry that echoes throughout the night outside. This is his trait, Children of the Night. He is calling 2d4 swarms of bats to his side. That would be 4 swarms of bats. And they will arrive in 2 rounds. He then sort of scurries his way above you, drops down, and he's coming directly towards Verity, and he lands literally 5 feet between yourself and Verity. Like, he tried to basically get into that small little gap between you and her. It is your turn, Otti.
Well, I'm not going to let him get in that gap, so I'm going to maneuver him out the way. And I'm going to smack him with HUD.
Okay, make an attack roll.
19?
19 is a hit on him. It's 11 slashing. Plus 2, isn't it? For the rage.
It's a... Yes, plus 2. I'll click that now.
That's 13 points of slashing damage. Yep.
Hit him again.
Yep.
29.
That's another hit. That's another hit.
For
12.
12.
So you spin around. Both of the axes like launch into his chest and into his side. You knock him off of his seat, sliding back across the floor, like closing, like furthering the gap between him and Verity. You can see he can rip a tiny little bit of black blood, but his skin is already beginning to regenerate itself.
I'm going to hit him again then.
Jump off the bed, head, axe overhead, swing it down. That's a hit. Uses his blade to try and deflect away from you. However, you're able to cut through his guard and cut him down onto his shoulder.
And I think that is it.
Okay. So in return for that, he's going to use his 2 attacks on you as he gains hit points from his regeneration. He'll make 2 attacks with his black blade on you. 1 and 2. So the first one would miss. The second one would hit. And then you need to roll a d20, don't you?
I do, yes.
So that hits a duplicate, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah. So the first attack, just goes into between all of them. They all dodge to the side. He just picks his target, he swings around, and he cuts the head off of one, and the image just boom. Ah! And with that, he tries to back away, giving you an opportunity attack. He's moving back towards the balcony.
I'm gonna take that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's moving within. That's right. I always get the wrong way around. So the moving within or leaving. I can't remember which one braces.
That's another hit. 10
Ooh.
points of damage. So you cut him again as he sort of glides away. He's on your level, but he's moved back towards the balcony and he's sort of like edging you to come closer towards him. It's your turn, Otti.
I'm going to stand my ground where I am between Slovo and Verity.
Yep.
And the duplicate's kind of like the mirror image kind of moves to protect Verity a little bit. And I'm going to take the dodge action.
Oh, okay.
While standing here.
Alright. Okay. So you can see in the distance what appears to be 4 wisps of black clouds are forming overhead just off of the balcony, and you can see they're moving quite fast, and then you hear the screeches and you realise that there are 4 swarms of bats going in this direction. Slovo smiles as he regains more hit points. And he's going to look at you and he's going to blink. And he's going to say, "Come to me. Let me have my prize." Make a wisdom saving throw, please. That is a fail. You are charmed by Slovo.
Do you
You're
want
not
to
under.
use Indomitable?
You can use Indomitable for this if you want.
I do.
Yeah.
I've got a +0 to it anyway, so it's just going to be a. Yeah, I'll use it and see if I can get out of that. Nope, that's even worse. I have to take the 3.
Okay. So you are not under his control, but you do feel like moving away from coming towards Slovo is a good idea. As he beckons his hand outwards, it is your turn.
I'm just reading. Was that his request to?
Yeah, to move away from Verity and come towards him.
I'm gonna. How far away is he?
I'd say it's about 15 feet away from you.
Is he directly in front of the window?
He's pretty much standing on the threshold of the balcony. Yeah.
I can still attack him, can't I?
I think charmed people. Let me just read the charm effect. Charmed creature can't attack the charmer or target the creature. Target the charm with harmful abilities or magical effects. So you cannot attack him.
I'm gonna stand my ground then because I don't know in character what those things behind him are.
Right. Okay.
I feel like that she's gonna stand her ground, and because she doesn't know what's behind him.
That's fine.
And I'm gonna take the dodge action.
So the rest of the party, as you're making your way towards Verity's room, because you've all got the beds in there, you're all sleeping in the same room. You can hear the screeching of bats outside. You look outside the window, you can see massive swarms of bats coming towards the balcony up ahead. And was that the sound of metal clanging? Okay. Slovo is going to look at you very intently. And he is going to say, fine, then just stay right there. As he comes up towards you, puts his hands on your shoulders, fangs exposed. He's going to make a bite attack against you.
I mean, I did take the dodge action.
Did 17.
No,
So that's a miss, is it?
that is a miss. Macy's 20.
Oh, lovely. So as he comes in to bite you, you instinctively just goes, no, no, and just go, your will is formidable. You can see all the wounds he has obtained, has ended. Because he did try to attack you, you can repeat your wisdom saving throw.
Can you say that again? Sorry.
Because he has tried to attack you, you can repeat your wisdom saving throw.
Yep. 18.
Nice. You throw off the charm effect on him, and you're back to your senses. It's your turn, Otti.
I am going to. He's right in front of me now, isn't he?
Yeah, he's within 5 feet.
I'm going to attack him with HUD.
Okay, make an attack roll.
17.
17 is a hit on him. 14 slashing damage.
And another one. 23.
That's also a hit.
For 12.
13.
13. And one more for
That's a hit.
10.
So, in that fit of rage, you swing your axe wildly, cutting into him. You push him away. He slides on the floor on his back feet. Just like holds his body where he's been wounded. You can see really annoyed at that. And that's when, Otti, you'll be able to hear the sounds of footsteps coming from down the corridor. 2 rounds left, guys, before you get in there.
Run!
Right. Slovo is going to try to get you with his black blade as the bats now begin to swarm over onto the balcony itself. 12 and 14, 2 misses. Yeah, with your shield equipped, you just deflect them both. Doing, doing. Stands his ground on trying to. He's actually gonna push past you, and he's gonna go right over towards Verity, and he's gonna reach down and try and grab her or bite her in a fit of desperation. I'm going to allow you to have an opportunity to, despite the fact that he's not technically leaving your combat space.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and.
Straight up push him away? Or
Yeah, try and push him away.
Alright, make an opposed athletics check with him, please. You have advantage because you're raging.
Yeah.
Rage!
Beats it. So I would say, as you just dives past you, you grab his leg, and you just kind of like suplex throw him over your shoulder onto the floor.
Hulk smash!
cracking into the floor. Alright, Otti, it's your turn. He is prone.
He's prone on the floor, isn't he, in front of me?
Yeah.
I'm going to. Yeah, I'm going to smack him with HUD in the back.
Alright. You have advantage. Nice.
Who needs
And
advantage?
this, I've got a savage attack as well, so this will be an extra
Yes.
dice. So let me roll that.
So that is 5, 10 plus 6, so 6 plus 4, so it's 20, 28 points of damage against him.
And then I'm going to hit him again.
Yep.
28.
Still have advantage, so see if you can get another crit.
Oh, this is true. No, I'll put advantage
Still a
on
hit.
now.
Over 10 points of damage.
I'm going to go again.
Yep.
For 20.
That's a hit.
That's getting
9
worse,
points
those
of
rolls. And I'm going to action
Wait, no,
surge.
that's a 1. You can re-roll 1s on the damage.
Only if it's if it's a two-handed weapon that I'm using as two-handed. So for Mother's
so you're
Mercy,
using
I
it
could,
one-handed.
because I'm using it one hand with the shield, I can't.
Right, no. Thank you for the attention to the rules. Well done.
And I'm going to action surge while he's on the floor. I'm going to take advantage
Yeah, do
and
it.
hit him 3 more times.
Nice. Yeah, that's definitely a hit. 10. That's also a hit. 14. And 28 is also a hit. So in a blinding rage, a flurry of blows, as he's been smacked down onto the ground, you just grab Huds and you just go almost breaking away the stone and almost digging a little crater with the sheer attack of the blows. You can see him getting buried deeper and deeper into the ground. And then when the dust settles until they're catching your breath, Slover is there. He's incredibly hurt, and he's kind of like in a bit of a U shape. His middle body stuck into the ground. Right, anything else from you, Otti?
A smirk. Bonus action smirk, and then that's it.
Okay.
I want that to be when the rest of the party come in. Otti, we're here to hat. Okay, you've got it under control.
So at the top of the round, you can see Slovo's already beginning to gain his points. He's going to crawl out of the hole, get to his feet, and he is just going to go wild with his black blade. 16, 22.
So the second one might hit a duplicate. Hang on. 17.
Yeah, that will definitely hit a
Yeah, that
duplicate,
will do,
won't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
So as he,
So-
goes, he gets another duplicate and it disappears. You can see where he's before he's always been a refined gentleman who maybe talk about his darkness and his pain a little bit too much. Now you can see the true vampire in him, a savage predator, and he's kind of forgotten all about Verity right now, and he's now focused on the blood lust, the hunt, the kill. It's your turn, Otti.
I'm gonna. He's still in range, isn't he?
Yes.
I'm gonna hit him with hard again then 3 times.
All right. Okay.
I
That's
don't
a
have
hit.
advantage anymore, but still 30.
14 damage. Seven definitely hits. 13 damage. 23 also hits. 11 damage. So as you move into him, you headbutt him first. And you start spinning and swinging into him. And you finish it up with a final whack into his chest, which sends him flying backwards out of the balcony and into the swarms of bats that start sort of shielding him, start leeching over him. And it's at this point the party busts through the front door. See Otti there. And Slovo outside looking really wounded. He slowly gets to his feet. And at this point he recognises the predicament he's in. as you can see, his wounds begin to heal quite rapidly. What does the rest of the party want to do in this instance?
I've no idea what's going on here, but you've got 4 seconds to get the fuck out of here.
Make an intimidation check.
My mouse. $21.
Nice. As you say that, like that hint of a gleam, as you just slowly, like,
Twirl a dagger.
unsheath your dagger. Yeah, just the glint of the moonlight from outside just shines off of the dagger into Slovo's eyes. And at that point, you see that bloodlust subside and legitimate fear come in. He looks at you, Otti, and says, I could have made her perfect. I could have made her alive. I won't forget this. And with that, he turns into a giant bat and flies off with the rest of his swarms.
She's already perfect! I yell after.
And with that, combat has come to a close.
Otti, you okay?
Think I will be. I'm just kind of just like sit down on the floor. Like, problem is, I didn't know what she wanted. I didn't know if she wanted to be a vampire or if she wanted to be alive. I don't know if we have a plan.
Well, I mean, if she wants to be a vampire, I'm sure she can contact Slovo once we get her up in a normal way, and she can have vampire fun then. But until then, we'll just stick with the normal resurrection.
Wouldn't she have to have stuck around with that guy as well? Like, it's not just becoming undead, but having to live with Slovo, surely.
I think she's kind of agreed to that at some point anyway, as some future plan. I can't quite remember why, but I'm sure she agreed to stay with him.
And this is the problem. I didn't know, and I'm stressed out, and I'm tired, and I want to go sleep. It's been an emotional day, guys. So I'm just gotta go to bed now, if that's all right.
Well, the good news is we've all got wyverns for tomorrow, so get a nice rest and hopefully dream about how to ride wyverns, because you haven't got a clue. We're going to just do it on the fly.
Yeah.
Do it on the fly.
Sorry to leave you alone like that. You shouldn't have had to do that.
Ah, that's all right. I was annoyed anyway. It's fine.
You seem to be handling yourself quite well.
Yeah, I'm a little bit hurt, but I'll be fine.
Well, get some rest. I'm sure we can keep watch for the rest of the night.
And I go and
You guys be
crash in a
setting
bed.
up a watch tonight. Yeah, you just see her go over. She doesn't even take her armor off. She just goes into the bed. Will you guys be taking a watch tonight?
Now that we know that at least one person has come to try and attack, well, not necessarily attack, but yes, is the short answer.
Okay. All right. Who would take first, second, and third watch in that regard?
I will happily take first.
Okay. Arrabella would probably volunteer for second then.
And then I guess I'll take third.
Left doesn't partake. He goes to his own bloody room.
It's like that, is it? Fine.
I'd like to add that it's all set up nicely, so you've all got little screens in front of your bed and stuff.
Odie's been redecorating the bedroom.
So, can I get a perception check from the first watch, please?
You can. 17.
Right. It's a quiet night, despite the fact that you sort of see the city at night from the balcony you're in. You're quite high up. Many lights twinkle below you, but the area that you were in earlier in the day, the ruined taints, that just has an ethereal green glow spread out like a weird blanket of fog that just spreads around.
That's just creepy.
But other than that, nothing of any note happens during your watch.
Nice and
I
quiet. I will
I shall
go over and
roll
kick
for-
Harry's feet.
it's my turn. Oh, fine. So perception. Doesn't have advantage. So 19. Pretty good, actually. Yep. Arrabella has a relatively quiet night as well. She spends most of the night just sort of like cleaning Verity up, getting any sand or dust out of her hair, making sure her glasses are on quite nicely and peaceful, just getting the dust and off of her clothes and adjusting her composure. She's just tending and caring for Verity. Third watch.
Yep.
Perception, please.
Oh.
You do notice a bat. Not a particularly big bat, just like a regular old bat is perched on the balcony sort of alcove. Can't tell if it's looking in or not, but it's odd to see, basically.
Eldritch blast doo doo be doo be doo.
Yeah, I think I would certainly keep an eye on the bat, but I wouldn't be prompted to attack it necessarily.
Okay. Sticks around for about half an hour before fluttering off. Other than that, nothing of any particular notes happens. Dawn breaks, the morning comes. Will come to consciousness. You have all completed your long rests.
Mm-hmm.
I'd imagine left would be the first ones to knock on your doors. So,
Yeah,
5 more minutes.
that was 5 minutes ago.
Wow. That 5 minutes that I asked for is now up, and I need another 5 minutes. Alright, I'm moving, fine. You know.
Deja vu, it's like Rich in real life.
So you gather your things. You can either consume your rations for a quick breakfast or stop off and eat in the kitchens before leaving the Magnet's Palace. Your choice.
Be best to
We've got a
keep
day
the
of
ration.
wyvern riding.
Yeah, I'd say keep the rations since we don't know how long we're gonna end up stuck anyway. So if there's food available, we'll try and spare the rations as best we can.
Sounds
Righty
fun.
then.
Could left take some meats from the kitchen?
Yes, you can. It's mainly coyote meat. There are pigs and there's pork available, but they make use of pretty much any meat whatsoever. And the meat today is coyote.
Fair enough.
So
I would like to put Verity in the bag of holding.
But she
You
can't
guys-
breathe. Oh, right.
You guys win, okay? You guys win. Verity's going to go in the bag of holding.
So you gently stuff her in there. It's a bit of a. We've done this once before with Melody. It's not a clean process, and there's a lot of bit of shoving and readjusting required. You get her head and you into the bag itself.
Reluctantly. Don't worry, Arri. We'll readjust her when she gets out.
I mean, she's not particularly well adjusted now, let's be fair.
I mean, she needs a lot of magic to get her back on her feet, so we'll just worry about that then. Once she's...
There is something really wrong with your desktop/laptop, Georgia. You really need to have Rich fix it.
Yeah, I keep saying I'll look at it, and then I completely forget until the next session. At which point it's too late.
Yeah, I just like how it has like the notification from Discord in there somehow. Russ being like, "Oh no, her little butt." I was just like,
Nice.
"Her little butt."
I just don't understand how it's so upside down. That's the
I
part that boggles me.
I don't know if it's your screen. I don't know if it's Roll20. I don't know if it's your operating system. Like, I don't know what the problem is. It's just.
It's got to be something to do with Roll20 because it only happens on that. But it is really, really weird.
Yeah, like it might have something to do with like Roll20 and the operating system because like it's a really old Mac, so it doesn't update anymore.
I see.
So, yeah.
Well, if this is the latest version you're stuck on, I don't think it's a very good one.
We should all chip in and buy a communal laptop for her.
Yeah, like your first mistake was getting a Mac. To be fair.
Anywho, so the party takes their meat and breakfast from the kitchens, exit the Magnate's temple, and begin making their way towards the Wyvern's pit.
That's how angry the Wyverns are this morning.
Along the way, there are definitely a few people giving you the side eyes, like shifty kind of behaviour going about some of the townsfolk, the city people, on your way. It's up to you whether or not you want to pursue that or not. They're not doing anything, but you just notice that they're definitely side-eyeing you. Some people may be like watching intently for like 10-15 seconds before running off down an alleyway.
I don't know if it's cult bullshit or if word got around that, we were no longer invulnerable or something, but I think there's not much point in hanging around because it's only going to be negative attention anyway.
Yeah, I think I'll just be smiling warmly to them all. Anyone that side eyes me just gets a big friendly smile.
Alright. Well, aside from that, you guys are able to spend the next half an hour or so making your way over towards the Wyvern pits. That large alcove that goes like deep into the structure of the frontier city itself, into the Red Rocks and into the Undercity itself, with the various hives built into it itself. And as you get there, you see Lighton, that grizzled, scarred man. He leads you inwards towards one of the loading platforms, which is a kind of a semicircle output on the rock itself. You can see dried bloodstains and several more old acidic-like stains and potholes just spread around here. Not a particularly welcoming place at first glance. But you see him reach up into his mouth a little, like an oddly shaped flute-like whistle. It curves aroundwards and it shoots out into different sides. And as he blows onto it, it gives off this god-awful, like raptor-like noise. And then you can see several wyverns, large dragon-like creatures, but with they only have the back legs and then the front arms that couples as wings, whereas dragons have got 4 limbs plus wings. Wyverns only have the 2 limbs plus wings and a long stinger-like tail.
So what you're saying is
like,
they're armless.
Yeah, basically. Well, they have arms, but their arms are their arms are. Oh yeah, fucking hell.
Sorry.
Oh god. Yeah, they fly downwards. Some of them crashing into each other and taking nips in each other's wings before landing on the alcove itself. 5 wyverns. One of them is a black scaled one with larger fangs and more scars. Seems to be the leader of them.
Bagley not taking leader.
Wyverns, they look towards Lighton and he just goes, "Ah!" And you can see the wyverns, they're like back away and bow down in submission. And then over the course of the next 10 minutes or so, more wyvern trainers come up and they begin putting saddles and mounts on the wyverns themselves. Any one of the wyverns that look like they're going to resist, Lightning just goes up to them and gives them that same roar again, and they submit once more. And then
I'm trying to remember how that roar sounds like in my head. I can do that, I'm sure I can.
Lightning turns towards you guys and say, "Well, they're ready."
Okay, any last minute tips?
Don't show fear. They hunger for it.
Okay.
I jump on the back of one.
Do they
Alright, make it-
require breaks or rest?
If they require breaks or rest or food, you will find out when they divert from the course and go to kill and eat something before you.
Understood.
They know what they need to do, and they will take directions based on these movements with the reins. And he gives you a brief explanation of how the reins work effectively, like tugging it left will pull it that way, pulling it backwards will make the wyvern want to go up, and sort of giving it a good whip will make it go down. So you have a brief explanation on that. And yeah, so Rennas, with that, before the explanation's even done, you go and jump up onto your wyvern. Can you make an animal handling check for me?
I'm showing 0 fear. Because that always works out for me. I am the taunter of fate. Yeah! Faint officially taunted.
So showing absolutely no fear, you walk up to one of the wyverns that's immediately side eyes you, and as soon as you try to put one foot on the saddle itself, the tail whips round and slaps you across the face, knocking you down to the ground. You take 5 points of slashing damage.
How fucking dare you little shit? Gobble off at the wyvern.
Light walks up to that wyvern and screams in its face. And the wyvern itself just cowers before him. Like to try again.
I jump straight back on.
Make an animal handling check with advantage because Lighten is helping.
Yeah, still a -1 even with advantage. Oh, Jesus Christ! What a waste!
Fucking hell! Okay, well, the wyvern looks like it wants to attack you once more. And before Lighten says anything, you mimic that roar, and you roar in its face, and it's taken aback by the show of command, the strength from this puny half-elf.
And don't you forget it.
Does not resist you from then on. Well, that's next.
I was just lulling it into a false sense of security, you see.
I'd like to try.
Alright.
I'll be
Go up
less.
to your one. Are you
Yeah.
going to go for the big black one, or are you going to go for a normal one?
I'll leave the big black one for left.
I knew it.
Alright, can you make an animal handling check, please, Russ?
Yeah.
As you walk up towards it, steadily put your legs on the saddle, and wyvern stay still, climb up, and you sit down, and then tries to shake you off. Make a dexterity saving throw for me, please. You're able to hold on, and with this display of being able to hold the reins and stay on its back, eventually after just under a minute, it calms down and submits to you. Who's next?
Yeah, I'll jump on one that isn't the big black one.
Okay.
Saving that for left.
Go and make an animal handling check, please. This one gets a little bit of uppity, but you give it a good slap across the back of the head with HUD, and it settles down and submits to you. I'll roll for Arri. She goes to mount. I think Arri would go for the big black one, or
No.
no. Doesn't have advantage. Yeah, 16 is. Yeah, that's good. Despite her size, she takes to it rather nicely. She grips the reins. She pulls back on it, like yanking the wyvern into submission. It gets a little bit uppity, but eventually it settles down and doesn't resist anymore. Leaving left and the leader of the pack. It looks at you left.
Would you say how long would you say this process has taken for the others to like get on their mounts?
About 5 minutes. It's not that long.
Could left have been casting a spell during that time?
Yeah. What spell
Yeah.
would you like to cast?
It takes 10 minutes, and it is Speak with Animals.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you ritual cast Speak with Animals. So basically, you just kind of like sit down and focus on yourself and
Not taking the eyes off the black dragon, just...
Lighten looks at you and just goes, "What's the matter? Lost your nerve?" And they wait impatiently. After 10 minutes, you
stand up.
Spell.
I approach the leader of the pack, the black wyvern, and just communicate to it, just yield. As I try to...
It looks at you.
Mm.
Sizes you up and down. I'll give you an animal handling check at advantage. Or you can just make an intimidation check at normal. Your choice.
It's a 1 for both, so I'll take the animal handling at advantage. Oh, shit.
So as you say yield, it looks at you, says, "Meat," and it goes to snap at you.
I punch it. I punch its head into
Make an attack. Yeah, make an attack roll. Make an attack roll.
Minus 1 for that, so 19.
19 will definitely hit it. So as it snaps at you, you take 4 points of piercing damage as it bites into your hand. But then you reach outwards and you punch it out. How much damage would you do? 1 plus your strength, I believe.
5.
5. So you punch it in the eye and it sort of rears back.
I take out the meat that I was carrying with me.
Yep.
Yield.
Make another animal handling check.
Normal or advantage?
Advantage, but the DC has gone up.
Fair enough.
Not by much because you have the meat now.
I'm gonna beat the shit out of this fucking wyvern. I'm gonna kill it before it lets me get on.
The wyvern looks at you and goes, "Listen, this is mean." He goes to bite you again.
I rage.
Okay,
Yeah.
Alright, is there another... Can you give me a creative method of which you don't have...
So...
You try to make this thing submit to you.
He, left, isn't going to fight this thing, but he's going to kind of wrestle with it, so it will be
wrestling.
Yeah, literally, the arm under the mouth under the arm, kind of holding it shut, just kind of trying to just, like, cover its nose, just... You know when you're trying to bring something down without necessarily injuring it? So he is trying to cut off air to it, make it gasp, and actually just
Okay.
fall to the floor.
Make an athletics check. You are raging, so be at advantage. So, you struggle, you wrestle with it, you jump onto the back of its neck and just like wrangle it backwards, and then you pin it down to the ground as its claws start scratching. So during this whole process, I'm going to say you'll probably take another 10 points of slashing damage from its claws. But you're able to force it down to the ground, and like it's trying to back its head away, but you are not letting go of it. An impressive display of strength. And it says, I will feast on you. Ah!
You will feast when you're given permission, beast.
Make an intimidation check. And with that, see its struggle come to a halt. Its wings fell inwards a bit. Its hind legs stop bucking. Tail kind of curls inwards. When
Left releases a deep sigh, a deep breath. Slowly releases the beast. Lets the rage shrug off.
Gives you the evil side eye, but doesn't do anything beyond that.
Left will happily just sneer back, and just show his own teeth in response, basically.
Lighting comes up to you left and says, I honestly didn't think you'd be able to do it. Have my respect.
As the right hand of the magnate, I can do anything. But this was some challenge.
Tell the magnate the difficulty of my craft. Hopefully he'll get pay rises.
I may very well relay that.
Well,
Thank you, lady.
Are you all seated and ready?
Whoop, whoop.
Mm-hmm.
Left, call out your destination.
I don't. Would they know even if I did say it?
It really depends.
Does it have an alternate name?
Yes. Actually, hold on, sorry.
Checking the notes.
Yeah. The Crumbled Palace.
Beasts. The crumbled palace.
There's a pause. Then Lighting goes, "Ah!" And at that point, the wyverns all stretch their wings and they take off into the air. They fly upwards. And they begin soaring north-eastwards. Those of you who have ridden on dragons before, this is a much more uncomfortable thing. These wyverns, they are not secure. They don't want you on them, but they are submitting for now. As you guys fly away from frontier in making your way out.
Fly, my pretties, fly!
Going into the desert, especially this high up, is an incredibly hot endeavour. Can I get constitution checks from the party, please? It'll be over your day of travel in the sky. Left is just a check, so can you re-roll that, please?
Oh, yeah, my bad.
Roll for Arri.
Well, I mean, it can't be anything. He's just built himself a tank, I guess. I've hit points for days.
Right, so Arri will take a point of exhaustion, and Russ, you're at the cusp of being exhausted, and you feel like if it's going to be as hot as it was, like this as it, tomorrow as it was today, you're not going to do so well. But the rest of you, you're able. The rest of you are able to stay hydrated and rather breezy in the air, and you're okay for today. As the wyverns fly out over the deserts towards the nearby canyons and the rocks below, as you sort of stare out into the horizons, you get the feeling that you can see the odd village here and there, and you can't tell if it's inhabited or not. Some of them look covered in dust, some of them have small little like oases. Definitely see kind of a black hue some of the rocks and the sands. Those of you who have been here before would recognize this as the Taint.
A crazy place. Stay away from there.
Yeah, it almost seems to move the sands itself, staying in one place for too long, like a kind of like a serpent in the sand. So as you sort of like as you feel like it's moving, you stare at it, and it does remain stationary. Maybe a bit of an optic illusion, heat or something, but yeah, you from your experiences previously with the Rangers, you know that Taint is something that adapts and changes the environment as it seems fit. As you fly onwards, after about 8 hours of flying,
Sore ass.
yeah, you can see in the distance there is a ruined palace built into a canyon. The roof has collapsed inwards, but there is there was maybe a town or an estate here previously, but it has since long been claimed by the sand. But interestingly, there is heavy movement down there, almost as if people are forming up and assembling to shoot down the oncoming wyvern attack.
Left? Is that where we're going?
Well, Rennas, you recognise this place. You've been here before.
Is this where the tippers are?
This is the tipper base.
While I was there, did I see a handy little sign of if you approach on wyverns, do this, so we know you're friendly?
Nope. Nope.
Well, I'll just be like yelling down, probably too high for them to hear. It's okay, we're friendly.
Make a persuasion roll at disadvantage purely because of the distance and they can't see you properly yet.
That's fair. Still a 27.
It echoes out across the canyon down below till eventually you see the people down there take pause, and almost as if you can hear in the canyon below, like an echoey voice saying, "I recognize that voice." They hold fire as the wyverns dip and land before the palace itself. As you all begin to dismount, rubbing your asses and stretching your backs, you can see various insignias, the cloaked individuals of tippers come swarming towards you. led by
Apologies for the scare. It was just the quickest form of transport.
Rennas, didn't think I'd see you again so soon. You look over their shoulders to see the black dragonborn that you know is Denim.
Well, we've got some business in the area to attend to, but we've run into a little bit of trouble. And is this where your business left? I didn't know you knew these people. These fine people.
Indeed. These are my true allegiances.
Well, didn't you just get a little bit more interesting?
Denim comes
Hello,
up to you left and says, "Why are you here? You're meant to be playing spy in the frontier."
Fully aware, good sir, but we encountered a problem. One of the chosen has fallen, and they require a cleric.
The frontier seemed quite lacking.
You'll be right. We don't have any clerics here at the moment. We have dispatched them on missions. Who has fallen?
The small blue one.
She's also known as Verity.
And the Weave Breaker.
Ah, the Weave Breaker. We may have something that can help, but it will cost.
What do you have and what will it cost?
We have an emergency supply of spell scrolls.
I
Our
see.
leader, Timothy, has ensured that we have had adequate supplies of the most necessary of magics. I believe we might have a spare scroll of one that raises dead, I believe.
I
That
see.
would be
That
what we
would
need.
be appropriate.
However, we have nobody here to utilize the scroll effectively.
Mm-hmm.
Do any of you have any experience with that kind of magic?
Rich, don't you have something broken as shit that lets you
Yes,
use
but
magic
Jack told me it
items?
didn't apply to spell scrolls. However, Russ can learn it, so presumably should be able to use it.
Yeah. I'm able to cast such magic. I don't know the specific spell, but I know loads of similar magic, and I'm sure I could learn.
Bring someone back from the dead. How hard can it be?
Well, I'm sure this would be of assistance to you. But, as you know, the Tippers operate under a very strict code. Well, this is our last scroll, as far as I know of, raising dead, to be used in the event that one of the leaders or branch leaders was to inexplicably fall to assassination.
I
Cost you
see.
no less than 6,000 gold pieces.
Done.
His scaly eyebrow rises up, and you can see him lick his dry lips.
This is no time for negotiation. We just want Verity up. What's 6 grand, really? I'll pay 3 of it myself.
If you
How
wish to
about
pay up front, I'll go get it.
how about this? We have got the components required to cast the spell. If we were to make an exchange with some money on top. How about that?
We have no need for components. We are limited in spellcasting here. If you have other scrolls, we could possibly accept a trade.
I think I've got something in here. And I'm going to stick my hand in the bag of holding and just kind of try not to touch Verity in doing so.
You have to imagine Verity in order to touch her. So.
I'm sure Verity's always on Oti's mind now.
I mean, my lovely friend's dead. It's horrible. And I'm trying to remember what we've got.
Isn't there like the cone of frost and all that kind of stuff?
Who had the spare bag? Because there's some in there as well.
Arri did. Or was it Korgrin?
Of course.
No, Korgrin had one, and Arri has one. So
I think we had the cone of cold, and I think it was in the spare bag that we gave out.
Useful in the desert, though.
Useful in the desert.
Just gonna check Arri's sheet just to see if she's got anything in it.
I doubt it would be.
Sorry,
she's
chat.
She's got all of her magic items, but no spell scrolls. Let me check the bio.
Oh, guys, I literally said write it down, someone.
I thought you put it on roll 20. Did I write
I've
it
made
down?
too many rolls tonight to find it again now.
No, I know. I did.
I can't find it on Arri's sheet, so I can't say that she has it.
What point was it? I wrote 2 backpacks with scroll of healing words, cone of frost. Cone of frost or cone of cold?
Probably
Cone.
cone of cold.
Yeah, I don't think there's a cone of frost, so you probably meant cone
No,
of cold.
there's ray of frost, but cone of cold.
Okay.
It was a 5th level spell, so yeah, cone of...
Yeah, so that'll be in the backpack that you gave Arri.
Okay.
We have, for example, a spell for, I believe it's called Cone of Cold, which is
yes.
a damage spell.
It is. I've seen it in action. Quite vicious. That's a good start.
Good
Do you have
start.
anything else?
I mean, a 5th level for a 5th level, you know.
I'd like
Sounds
to,
to me like you really need the scroll of Raise Dead. We can't say we desperately need a scroll of Cone of Cold.
I'd like to reach into my pocket and bring out a beautiful, translucent, pale blue opal and just kind of roll it around in my fingers, trying to get its attention with it. Or what if we sweeten the deal with some precious things? I have down here that's worth 1,000 gold.
What is it? A diamond?
A translucent, pale blue opal.
Yes, that's certainly tipping it in your favour. If you have anything else?
I have a lovely little gold statue here for some weird god that you probably don't care about, but you know, it's a gold idol of Biori worth 750 gold. Melt it down, sure it's worth a few quid.
Yeah, I'm sure it's worth a good amount of gold. I was hoping for something a little bit more magical.
Sorry, if you're after magical things, I'm probably not the person for you.
I'll take the scroll of Crone of Cold. I'll take that opal, and I'll take maybe a couple of those magic items you're carrying, and we'll call it a deal.
I've got a pair of gloves that will help with climbing and swimming.
It's literally what I was about to offer.
Ah, yes, we have quite a number of those.
They were very helpful in my early years.
They are quite
luckily I've outgrown them.
useful. They're quite useful. We give them to our elite operatives. We have a number of those.
Eyes of charming, lovely spectacles.
Tempting.
There's an amulet of proof against detection. Prevents you from being affected by spells such as scrying or any.
I think we might want to keep that, Russ.
Is very useful.
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Kind of useful to us too.
Well, it depends how much it's worth. If it's just going to knock 500 gold pieces off the price, then there's no point. But
I'll take the Scroll of Cone of Cold. I'll take the Opal. And I'll take one of those amulets that protects against detection, scrying and the like. And we'll call that a straight-up trade.
How many of those amulets do we have? Is it just one?
I think
Otti had a
has
few.
one.
It was like 4.
Don't think so. I thought there was only the one that Arri bought.
If I remember correctly, I think Ellie's right. I think you only have the one.
In that case, I don't think we'd be willing.
No,
to
I
trade it
wouldn't.
at all.
I wouldn't trade it then. May as well just give money instead.
I'm tempted just to give him the 6,000 gold.
I mean, we have had that Cone of Cold scroll forever. I wouldn't mind getting rid of it. Cone of Cold, Blue Opal, and 1,000 gold. How does that grab you?
He thinks to himself for a while. Cone of Cold, that Opal, 1,000 gold, and one of your magical weapons.
One second. I have a +1 dagger. I'll take it out and wheel it around with my fingers.
Deal.
Pass it over. Pass over a grand. Pass over my opal. And whoever's got
That's
the
it all.
Cone of Cold can pass over that.
Very good. Please wait right here. I'll see what I have in store. Denon walks off into the Tipper base, leaving you all outside while the other Tippers go about their business. The Wyverns, unless you forcibly make them stay, they will try to go off hunting.
Yeah, tie those fuckers up.
So,
Well, I mean, like, why go off hunting? They can go off hunting, would they come back?
we'll see.
Yeah, so
No, I wouldn't.
so
take
no,
that
we're
risk.
tying them up.
Okay. So Denon's gone for a good half an hour. Is there anything you guys want to roleplay whilst he's gone?
I'm sat there pondering my life choices about just handing over large amounts of gold, gems, and like spells to a known thief just on his word. I'm just like thinking, what the fuck have I learned? Nothing.
I
Russ-
did offer to go get it myself, but
Russ
you
wants
decided to barter. Go on.
I mean, I did decide to barter. I was just willing to pay the $6,000 personally.
Yeah. I don't know if we're gonna get that scroll or if it's gonna work, but worth trying. No, I was gonna say I want to start looking because I want to look for random bits of food for the wyverns, like snakes and stuff.
Make a survival check.
Yeah, it's not gonna go well.
Not bad. You were able to pot shot a couple of Eldritch Blasts, a couple of snakes, and appears to be an armadillo.
Cool.
Armadillo. Smooth on the outside. No, smooth on the inside, crunchy on the outside.
I'll save the armadillo for Left's big black one.
Can we stop saying big black, please?
Nope, we
Hey.
are zacking this shit.
It's big and black
He rides it.
and very hungry.
He rides the big black one. Okay.
Left has mastered the big black one.
And it hit him back a
Alright.
few times.
Yeah. Bit of tossing and wrestling with it, but he got on top in the end.
Yeah, I just had to yell at it and then it was all good.
Okay. Well, about half an hour passes, closer to 45 minutes, and Denin does return with a tube, sealed up tube in his hands. Goes right up to you, Rennas, and says, "A deal between brothers is a deal. We cheat others, never ourselves." And he hands it over to you.
Never doubted you for a second. And yeah, I will happily take it off him. And then instantly hand it over to us, because what do I want? The magic scroll.
Alright. So, Russ, you have a look over it. Make an Arcana check for me. You can identify it as a scroll of raised dead. So the person who wrote it has got the worst handwriting ever. But it'll take you a little while, but you would be able to sort of decipher it and add it to your own repertoire of abilities.
Yeah, I'll do that. I'll kind of let the others know that I'll kind of be deep in thought. I'll just be like, just like need a minute here, blah blah blah. And then I'll probably sit in a corner and focus on it and make sure we get it
Right.
Awesome.
kind of ready as soon as
How long
possible.
does it? How long does it take you to add it to your book? About an hour, or is it a short rest?
Oh no, I'm not a wizard. I don't have a book of spells.
I thought you had one of them. No, I'm thinking of Verity. She's got that book that
Hmm.
can add spells to it.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be learning anything. I'll just be using the spell, using up the scroll.
And hoping nobody ever dies ever again.
Yeah, I can learn Raise Dead, and I plan to upon level up, but yeah.
It can be a bard spell, can't it?
Yeah.
So it is a spell you can learn, and it is a spell, and you can cast 5th level spells, can't you?
Yep.
So I would say that you don't need to make a roll to make the scroll work, because it is well within Russ's knowledge and abilities to be able to decipher and utilize effectively.
Are we doing this
Yeah.
here, or do we want to go back and do it in the safety of, the safety of the palace?
I don't really know how she's gonna feel upon waking up, so we might not want to be in public, but whether to do it somewhere more secluded here in the desert or travel back. I worry that she may not fare too well on the travel.
I'm sure she's fine in the bag. I'm not been rustling around too much.
She's fine on the back. She maybe wouldn't be fine on a wild
Yeah.
wyvern in a hot
Okay,
sun.
I see what you mean now. I was slightly confused. I definitely think we should go back, but I think we should definitely go make sure these wyverns have got something to eat. Whether we go with them hunting or do
we can do
something.
that. We can let them hunt on the way back.
I'll toss out a couple of snakes. I'll be like, wrangle up these while we were waiting.
I mean, thanks.
Not for you, for the
For the
wyverns.
wyvern.
Ah, I don't know what wyverns eat.
Well, what would you do with snakes?
Make a stew.
Keep them in a tank.
Eat them.
Make
the
a
skins.
shoe.
A stew, a stew, not a
Oh.
shoe.
Okay. Yeah. I was like, that'll be super handy in the desert. Thanks, Otti. Like, just make a snake skin high heel. A single one.
They're hungry for fashion.
Right.
Yeah, we're hungry, but at least we look hot.
Denin, we truly thank you. I know this was a bargain. This was a deal and a fair exchange, but still, this was not how we imagined our day going, and we've had to take a 3-day detour. But we intend on going out and doing some work for the frontier very soon.
Thank you very much for, for making a deal with us so swiftly, and yeah, you'll certainly help our party.
The fact that
be
you
more whole
have
again.
3 of our members part of your party did facilitate this transaction quite heavily so.
I mean, I've got to add,
We
we're
outnumber the
all
rest.
friends of the party. We're all friends of the guilds as well because we got special coins.
For years, you gave me
Yeah.
shit being part of this guild. Fucking
Shh,
years.
I have coin now.
Now you're all friendly and whatever with us all.
I'll
You'll
shush them, and I'll be like,
If you'll
"We
excuse
appreciate
me, but I don't feel as comfortable discussing illicit activities with one known as the Paragon of Justice.
Yeah, she's not too keen on me committing these activities either. But
Oh,
honestly,
Excuse me, I've committed some atrocities, I'll have you know.
Say, shut up, guys."
Oh yeah? What kind?
I nearly killed a vampire.
nearly
That's
killing a
an
vampire
atrocity.
isn't anything.
That's a very good thing to do.
Shut up.
Uh,
That wasn't any
Denny
response,
just looks
but
blank.
I'm sorry, but
Denny
OT
just looks
thinking.
blank-faced.
Sorry, but OT thinking that nearly killing a vampire is like a rebellish thing to do.
also nearly killed.
Oh.
Like I sucked someone's face and ate their soul. I think that's pretty rebellious.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
pretty hardcore. Try
Yeah.
something like that.
I'm alright, Tar.
Also, looks at you, Russ. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, I still don't know why I did that, but it felt good, I think.
You think? I mean, I guess that's all that
I
matters.
mean, do you like the taste?
No, Cracks was really happy with me.
Imaginary friend, you don't want to know.
It's a long story.
I don't think I do. I've got business to attend to.
Of course. Thanks again, Denon.
Between
Let us
Also,
know if you ever need
you
anything.
it might have escaped your notice, but I am technically the branch leader of the frontier, so if you work, okay.
I'm always looking for work, but at the moment we're a little bit busy. When I've got a bit more free
Yes, I
time,
know.
I'm all yours.
When the war is over.
Indeed.
Left, you love the good work. We're getting good information from you.
Denon. Give my regards to the boss.
Oh, I'll do. So, with that, guys, go and remount your wyverns. And do you say you let them go hunting?
Yeah, we'll go get some food first.
Okay.
While riding them. Sounds safe.
Rerolling a 6. 5. Russ, can you roll a D100 for me, please? $40 or below.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. No, that's good. That's good. As you guys go out and allow the wyverns to hunt, they're able to chase down a couple of kegs. They're able to devour them quite easily. But beyond that, no sordid encounters happen today. But the wyverns are nice and fed. You guys want to fly back throughout the night, or do you want to camp and rest somewhere?
I
I'd
think
probably try and fly back, but
I'm worried about the wyverns taking, 8 hours, then another 8 hours. That's my concern.
They said if they couldn't do it, they'd just refuse and go and rest, basically. So if they can do it, I think, I'm quite game to make it all the way back. Then we can do it as a resurrection. Then we can sleep. And then we can actually set off for what we actually got here for, like 3 days
Yeah.
ago. Goddamn Verity dying.
We're in agreement there.
Just so annoying when party members just die. I look away.
Hmm.
If only we had a cleric.
What's that? Never heard of it.
I mean, to be fair, the other celestial-based character is the one that's dead. So
Or
the backup plan died.
Korgrin should have just spent years writing his latest scrolls to use when he wasn't there.
Yeah, make himself actually useful for once.
Alright. Okay, so as you guys will try to ride throughout the night, can I get... we'll be fighting against your own tiredness and sleep, just to keep on going, because it's been a long-ass day. Can I get Constitution saving throws from everybody, please, and I'll roll for the Wyverns.
Saving throws or check?
Saving throws, please.
Okay.
Oh boy.
And you need to roll for Arri as well.
Yeah. When you have a point of exhaustion, that gives you disadvantage on ability checks.
It does.
Yeah, I think it's ability checks.
Yeah. Okay. So, the Wyverns are wheezing by the end of the trip, but they are able to push through and get back to the frontier in roughly the same time that they left.
Well done, Wyverns.
Arri takes a second point of exhaustion. She's absolutely knackered from the heat and the
That
ride.
was technically a check, not a save.
Oh, yes, you are right. Thank you very much for that.
So it wouldn't be a disadvantage either.
So it'll be 13. Unfortunately, that still technically would be a fail. So she... Yeah, 14 was just the bare minimum to pass, unfortunately. Yeah, so she will take a second point of exhaustion. But you guys are able to fly back across the landscape. As it's quite dark by the time you come back, it's very interesting to see just basically pure pitch blackness, the occasional shadow made from canyon from the moonlight overhead. There's barely any clouds in the sky here. But then just in the distance you see it's like a pillar of light and flame, which you know is the city of the frontier. And then scattered out a few miles to the east and to the west, smaller settlements that you know as Shantyshield and West Town. But beacons in otherwise a desolate, empty, dark landscape. You guys are able to fly all the way towards the frontier. The Wyverns crash down into the Wyvern pits. As soon as they land, they immediately throw all of you off of them, and they go into the closest hive points, collapse and rest and feed. They are exhausted.
Thank you, Wyvern buddies.
The Wyvern keepers are quite astonished to see you back so soon. None more so than Lyton, who's like, well, they did a number on them. I should got back here in the same day.
Yes, we pushed them a little bit hard, but time is of the essence. We have a water win, you know.
But at least it means they won't be traveling in the sunlight tomorrow, and don't worry, we kept them fed and that.
Well, I shall go tend to their exhaustion. You go tend to whatever business you have.
Thank
Looks
you.
like you left goes left.
Lighten.
You're back just in time to bring your sister back to life, Arri.
Cool.
Or to
I
watch us do
only
it,
just
technically.
got my headset connected, so apologies if anyone was saying anything to me just then.
No,
Yeah.
we just noticed.
I literally just joined, other than like the 10 seconds.
Uh,
So you guys have the scroll. You're back in the Wyvern pits of the frontier.
think we'll go back to the room,
Yeah.
Okay.
the big joint room.
So, Arri, just so you know, you failed both Constitution checks or saving throws to combat exhaustion from the travel, and you did push through the night, so you're at 2 points of exhaustion at the moment.
Nice. To be
Yeah,
But what
fair,
I'd like, since I assume that we'll be able to rest a little bit, I'd go up to Arri. I'd be like, "Come here, come here," and if it's okay, I'd like to. I don't know, kind of give her some weird kind of head massage or something that tried to cool down the kind of heat stroke type thing that she might be feeling, and I'll
She's
cast a great.
looking real. I mean, she's
Yeah.
looking real red in the face. So
Yeah, no, so I'd like to use a bit of magic to sort of like cool her head a bit, and I guess I'll cast Greater Restoration on her to at least reduce one of those points of exhaustion.
will there?
you call an Arri hot-headed.
We both
No,
got
just hot.
sunstroke through flying through the desert. I think
Nice.
I
You
You
just
do feel
pulled through it.
better. That headache is gone, Arri. You still feel fucking tired, but at least the headache is gone, and you don't feel so sunburned.
Yay.
Guys, shall we raise the dead?
Why are you whispering?
Don't know, it just sounds suspicious as an activity,
Yeah.
especially
fair.
in a area ridden by cults.
I was gonna say it's probably a quite common activity for them.
Let's go back to our room if we're able and try and get this done, just so we can
Alright.
figure out what needs to be done next.
On the way back, I'd like to
Yeah.
kind of take left to one side.
Okay.
And I just want to kind of look at him and say, what were they talking about when they said SPYing?
Well, information's a valuable thing. I imagine he's trying to get it for them.
You're not there. It's her and left. Like she's taking her aside.
Yeah, just my work is my work.
Is the oh god, I can't remember his name. What's his title again?
The magnate.
Magnate.
Magnate. Is the magnate an actual good person?
In the most part, yes. He is unfortunately trying to hold together a alliance of convenience in the frontier with little resources, poor food supplies, sometimes not enough water during drought months. But as you can see, there is pretty widespread corruption here, and my job is to see how far up it goes. And also, where and when patrols will be to personally accompany certain others in certain areas. I'm sure you catch my drift.
Drift caught, and I'm just going to roll an insight check to see if I believe what is being said to me.
Go right ahead.
23.
Okay. Left. Roll persuasion or deception based on whether or not you believe you're being truthful or not.
Wait, what do you mean?
As in, you weren't telling a lie. You weren't telling a lie there, were you? Or do you
No.
think the things you just said were lies, basically? So no. So if that's the case, please make a persuasion roll. All right. So, Otti, you can see through left, and he's a pretty blunt man. You're not detecting any falsehoods from him.
Okay. I appreciate your honesty in this. After what happened with the blue one, I like to I just want to make sure that you're not going to fuck us over.
I think respectfully I've done enough. For now. To warrant some trust. But
Oh, I can give you a whole story about this guy that we trusted. Turned out to be a right dickhead.
I believe that. But I think it's needless to say this goes no further than this alley.
Then this what? Sorry.
This alley, like, this
Oh,
information doesn't leave this conversation.
I will probably forget this conversation by the morning. To be fair, I just want to see if you can be trustworthy.
Even better. You have my word.
And you have my word that, well, unless you piss us off, we're not going to kick you out. In the desert somewhere.
And you have my bow.
And my axe.
No, your big black one. I'll stop. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Alright. So, Left and Otti catch up with the rest of the group that are slowly trudging their way across the frontier, heading towards the Magnate's Temple. Once again, you get the feeling you're being watched away. All
Oh, we've got so many
hanging
friends
out
here.
there. People sort of like hanging out their windows, just watching you, and then as you sort of look up towards them, they just close the shutters. People who were like talking in alleyways, and as they approach, they just cease talking and disperse.
Did you just make that, George?
Right. Eventually, though, you do get your way back to the Magnate's Temple. You make your way up to the room, brushing off the servants that are asking if you need, and you find yourself back in the room with the multiple beds that you put there. Yeah. What do you do?
I
Make sure
leave
that-
this to you.
That's
Thanks for
fair.
your help, Left.
You bow out to your room left.
Yep.
I'm going to take Verity very carefully out the bag of holding.
Yeah, Verity
Right,
got her in the bag of
so-
holding.
So yeah, you have
Like,
to sort
she
of
was starting
grab
to smell.
her hair. You have to grab her hair a little bit and
Yeah.
you start pulling her out, and you can see her skin is starting to sink a little bit. She's been dead for a few days now. So yeah, the rigor mortis has kind of kicked in a little bit.
I
I
don't
wanted
want to think about it.
I wanted to check that definitely all the doors were closed and that there wasn't anyone hiding in the room, but it's maybe a bit late for that.
Make a perception.
It's my second attempt to take Verity. Slovo just fucking squatting under a bed or some shit.
That's a
I will
persuasion.
return every night.
Reroll.
Oh, what did you say? Oh, sorry. They look so similar. I was worried.
They both start with
Um,
T.
You have a brief look around. You close the doors. You can't determine if anybody's listening on the other side. You look under all the nooks and crannies. You can't see any little insects. You don't see that bat that you saw on your watch out on the balcony. You feel like maybe you're alone.
Think we're alone now.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
Can we shut the doors onto the
Yeah,
balcony?
the doors are shut.
Okay, that's fine.
No, with the balcony there are no doors to shut. It's an open arrangement.
That's fair. It is a desert.
So you get Verity out of the bag of holding, and as gently as possible put her down on the bed. Possible.
Do we need the components for the scroll, or is it just on?
No,
automatic?
a scroll has already had the components placed upon it.
Okay.
I'll ask Otti for the scroll.
I thought you had the scroll, but I'll give you the scroll.
Oh.
'Cause
Okay, I thought we put it in the bag of holding, but it's fine. Yeah, whatever. So I'll check over it, make sure I do understand all the writing that I'm supposed to do, since the person did have terrible handwriting, but otherwise I'll get ready to cast it.
Sure. Spell scroll. What?
Huh?
Why'd you go shit?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't do anything.
I heard someone go shit. Okay, so yes, go on, fill the scroll, and you're reading its rights in setting the small little sigils, undertaking all of the necessary steps to prepare the spell, and then you begin enchanting and reading from the words of the scroll. The scroll itself does light up, as well as the sigils around Verity. And all of you wait a good hour as Russ casts the spell. Now, Russ, when you are on the cusp of finishing the spell, you know that soul must be called forward with offerings that would tempt it. The offerings are found lacking, the soul might not return to the body. So, this is a group skill phase. So, as Russ reads out the rules, who would like to go first to try and get Verity's soul back to her body?
So is this with items or just with like words or?
We're basically utilising skill checks in as creative a way as possible.
Okay, I'll go first. I would like to be praying, and I would like to pray to Verity for a start, but also to Steve.
What do you say in those prayers?
Verity, believe it or not, we need you to keep this little group together. We need you to. We need your chaosity, and we need you. And Steve, if you can hear me, we need you to bring her back. I know she's awesome, but you need to bring her back so that we can continue being who we are.
Make a religion check for me, please. Finish the prayer, and you swear you can hear the sounds of hoofs or winging in the distance. Or maybe Steve has heard you. First part is over. Who'd like to go next?
I happily will. I do
Okay.
not pray because fuck that religion shit. I'll just be like, just speaking into the dead Verity. I'll be like, Verity, we need you to come back to us, not just for your raw power, which is quite simply terrifying at times, but just imagine how boring this journey would have been without you. None of us would have been plant pots. None of us would have met a Garistro. None of us would have met like giant flying apes at like level 2. None of us would have met Steve. Steve the unicorn. What a legend. We need to come back to us. We need you with us. You're the party glue. Please come back. And I'll just like reach down and touch her hand as I say that.
Make a persuasion roll.
27.
Right. Your words carry outwards through the spell into the beyond. Hope that they've reached their target. Who would like to go next?
I'll go next.
Okay.
And
What do you bring to the table, Russ?
I'll try and convince. Well, I'll try and convince Verity that the reason she should come back is based on the relationship she has with people and how those people would be without her. So the main things I would say is.
Rennas has already utilised the persuasion check.
Oh, okay. I have to use a different skill check.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know how this worked. Sorry. Have we done this before?
No, this is the first actually, but this is how I actually kind of do it in all of my games.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna use intimidation.
Okay.
How
will you intimidate Verity to come back?
I could have tried to hide from her to come back.
Like, Verity, I know it's really hard that you died and all, but honestly, look at what we went through. We went through to get this, flew some wyverns, left, almost died, probably, and went through all this shit, and now you're considering not even coming back after all of this? Seriously, what the fuck? Your soul, your body's right there. I got the spell, got the scroll, doing all this, and you're just gonna leave us hanging? Look, we're fucking useless without you. We can't. What do you expect us to do? And we just sit there in the afterlife and mock us as we try and fail to bring back Argadet? No, the opposite of that.
What mission are you on?
Yeah, I don't know. Secret Cracks mission. No. Verity, honestly, if you don't come back, I'm gonna die myself, and I'll go out there and I'll chase your soul down, I'll hunt you down, and I'll slap the shit out of you. And then I'm gonna learn resurrection, and you're coming back that way instead.
Alright, Russ, make an intimidation check. And Fiona, you can have inspiration for that. That's probably the best bit of roleplaying I've ever seen you do.
You sounded Irish.
Yeah, I sometimes do. I don't know why it's so inconsistent.
Hi, Iron.
No.
Yeah.
Wherever Verity
That'll do
is, I get the feeling that she is fucking scared of you right now.
I mean, she does literally eat people. Seems fair. He eats people, sorry, yes.
Arri, is there anything you would like to bring to the table to try and swing things in the party's favour?
That's the thing. I don't know how I could say anything without making it be a persuasion check because I don't know how
Well,
to.
it could be more like
without persuasion.
Like you can utilise the words, but it's also the intent and the actions as well. Like Rennas gave something that was a persuasion. Like Russ got so passionate that he intimidated her. You could even be like you could sing. That would be a performance, or you can start listing off all the reasons why she should go. Like the mysteries to be found, and that would be Arcana, or the history that you've never discovered that could feel so like that would be history check. It's all about creativity. Like what skill check would you like to utilise, and then how would you bring that into this? Basically, it's just a test of creativity, really.
Yeah.
Bend over, slap your thighs, and go, "Here, girl," and do an animal handling.
Or I could just go up to her and check if she's actually dead, and use an insight. But I won't do that because my insight's shit. Okay. Cheers, Russ. Gonna bloody need it. Yeah, like don't get me wrong, there is a lot that Arri would say, but I'm not sure if it's because I've jumped in like quite recently or what. But I genuinely cannot think of anything that I can say that is a check that hasn't
That's
already
fine.
been done. So sorry.
What is this? What skill? What skill? Right. So, name me a skill that you would like utilize. You would like to utilize, but you can't think of how.
Like nature would be a good one, but all I've got in my head is the bloody, with the coming of the wind and the closing of the that's a fucking Remembrance Day speech, and I'm not, rehashing that, So
with nature, you can utilize your magic and You know how you can like sort of spring forth vines and thorns and the like, but you like can bring forth plants and like you can start having flowers sort of like bloom around her and stuff
Sprinkle
like that.
petals over.
Yeah, you know, it's just it doesn't even have to be the words; it can just be the actions, really. Or you can do these actions while saying the words.
Well, I have a druid craft, so
Yeah.
I will cover her in flowers.
Yeah.
Sorry, my cat's being really weird because we've been away, so
That's fine. That's fine.
don't know.
So
what
you
to
start
do.
druid crafting some flowers and start blooming around the body of Verity, which starts glowing a golden breathe over her body.
Yeah, and like I'd essentially say, like, I know you'll come back because there's too much going on for you to not come back. There's too much for you to explore and to see, and like you're finally free from Bliss Manor, and you've got to protect me. You know, like it's meant to be the other way around. Don't get me wrong, I'm the big sister, but who else is gonna throw like eggs at the evil guys so I know how to recognize them? You know. So you gotta come back.
Go ahead and make a
Do it
nature
all.
check.
He's being nasty. You.
And use inspiration if you don't think it's going to be enough.
Sure. What is your level of inspiration now?
It's still a D10 for
D10,
now.
isn't it?
D10. No, I just double check because my bard is still a D6, so I know it goes up. I just don't know.
Mm.
So it's 21 in
Okay.
total.
All right. So, Verity, find your slumber, your peace. Two voices call out to you. Recognize them as your friends, Rennas, Russ. And then as you sort of focus on their words, that's when you feel the touch of warmth, loving care given by a sister. And you can hear these three people's words. With what they have said, would that be sufficient for Verity's soul to come back to her body?
Get your fucking ass back here.
Hello.
If you're speaking, Verity, I cannot hear you. Okay. Yeah.
Just wrote yeah.
Yeah. Alright. Okay. So the rest of you see the golden wreath around Verity is circling, sparkling, as her body lifts up from the bed. As golden lights start shooting into her body, the spell seems to funnel through her mouth, her body. She starts glowing from the inside. Body slowly falls back down onto the bed as the scroll itself burns up. Wait. You wait. Verity takes a deep breath, and life has returned to her.
Do
And
not
let's hope that
fucking
it's
do that again.
Verity's and not Ulara's.
It's Argonath. Come back in Verity's form.
That would be fucking dangerous. Like, Jesus, can you imagine Argonath? Don't get me wrong, I imagine he's powerful as heck anyway. But Argonath in the
There's a bit of
Weavebreaker's
wild
body.
magic thrown in.
Sorry, George.
No, my thing was going off, so I didn't. You all were getting feedback.
So, Verity, you currently have a -4 to everything. That'll steadily go down each time you have a long rest.
which will be happening quite soon. 'Cause it's been a long night.
It's late, Korgrin.
I'm sorry I had to bring you back instead of Korgrin, and well, that's probably why you feel like crap, to be honest.
No, Russ. You were perfect. This was fine.
Look, we got you here.
Korgrin.
Yeah, fuck Korgrin.
Is going to be like a very non-Arri thing, and she's just going to kind of go up to Russ and just kind of hug and like face into the tummy, hug and just thank you. As like my face is pressed into you.
And to be honest, it's
Yeah.
not like I missed anything. It's not like, there was like a vampire attack or, random dragon riding. Nothing like that happened, right?
Well,
Right.
it
Funny you
seems.
should mention-
Well, remember your eternal love. Well, he tried to have a go at you, and well, Otti scared him off, and then Rennas scared him off as well, which was surprising. But you're fine. You're fine. You're not a vampire yet. By the way, just on the off chance, how would you feel about becoming a vampire?
Yeah, do you want to be a vampire?
I
Just
mean,
for future reference, if we don't have another scroll.
Just so we know, because for future reference, I do not want to be a vampire. Do you want to be a vampire, Verity?
is this a thing, or are we all going to have to sign a clause being like, in the
Yes.
event of a death and no
I
resurrection?
mean, to be fair, I don't think anyone else is being offered
Consent to being a
vampirism. It's
vampire.
only you.
No, we all get little wrist tattoos which has like vampire fangs and a line.
Like a
through it.
donor card, but just like,
Yeah,
yes,
donor cards.
yes, you can turn me into a vampire.
I consent to vampirism.
So yeah,
Listen.
I consent to vampirism. I consent to deityism and things like that. We need to know this shit.
I do
I
not
was
consent to
thinking-
lycanthropy.
I was thinking, it says DNR, do not revivify or resurrect.
Nice.
But no, like yeah, I was worried he might kick up a fuss, and like he's not my eternal love, Russ. Okay, I will put up with him for eternity
Well,
in
I
order
wasn't.
for them to help us out.
I wasn't sure if he was your eternal love, if you were his, but there seems to be some kind of miscommunication somewhere where.
He loves you, Verity. Like he loves you.
Yeah, no, it's kind of cringe, but
Yeah, no cap.
Stop trying to be
charming.
young. Stop
Oh.
trying to be young, Rich.
I'm down with the kids.
I mean, I thought it was quite charming for a little bit, but he wasn't really that charming.
yeah, no, like I don't think I would want to become a vampire because I don't know how that would mess up with my religious stuff. But like, if it's like a last resort, then yeah.
I'm sure Steve would forgive you.
I don't know. I'll have to talk to him about it.
Anyway, it is good to see you back amongst the land of the living.
Hmm.
But it has been a long day, so I'll see you later. And I instantly flop down on the bed.
Yeah,
Nice.
being on trumpets is weird. I haven't had to do that for a while.
I might offer we actually do take watches. I don't know.
I am absolutely going to volunteer to take a watch and sit by the door and watch for a big blue hand. Green hand? Big blue
Well-
hand.
Yeah, I'll volunteer as well, even if Arri and Rennas don't.
Feel free to
I-
wake me up for a watch, just not first one, and I'll go back to sleep.
All right. I'll just be in the first watch, like.
Well then, as you internally celebrate the revival of Verity, the return of your friend and companion, you all slowly find rest in your beds. Who will be taking the first watch?
Me.
Right, can I get a perception check from you, please? Yeah, your watch is pretty quiet. Nothing of any note happens.
Okay.
Who's taking second watch?
That will be me.
Right, can I get a perception from you, please?
Not as good.
Alright. If anything does happen, Otti, you're not aware of it. You're pretty damn tired. And you can't help but, like, nod off on occasion. Who will be
Totally
taking
don't tell
third
anyone
watch? Who will be taking third watch?
Kick
Oh,
Rennas in the
oh
leg.
yeah, wake Rennas up.
Roger, Roger. Rennas is feeling better now after his long, perilous journey.
Alright, can I get perception from you, Rennas?
Certainly. If my mouse wants to work. There we go. 15.
There's a bat on the balcony.
Yeah, I'm shooting it.
I can attack roll. Alright, you
What
don't
is
need
it?
to roll damage, it has 1 hit point. I don't know what a dying bat sounds like, I assume it sounds like that.
It makes a noise like a dying bat. Hey, that's how a bat.
Hey, did you hear that? Sounds like a bat died up there. Yeah, you shoot the bat, goes straight through the body, almost explodes on the impact from the arrow, and just the bits of it just fall off.
Bye, Slowbo.
You all slowly come to consciousness, having completed your long rest. Arri can remove the last point of exhaustion after the Greater Restoration, and Verity, you are now on a -3. And Verity, as you come to consciousness, you notice something in your hand.
I look at it.
It is a parchment, that is a small little parchment that has been placed in your hand. As you unfurl it and read it, it simply says, "My eternal light has been reignited."
Ugh. He's obsessed. He's sending fan mail now.
Sliding into your DMs.
Ugh.
Alright then. Oh. I imagine the left will knock on your door when you guys are truly ready to wake up.
Oh, he just won't leave us alone, that guy.
Verity, go and answer the door.
I answer the door. Grr.
Good morning. Oh. Glad
She's
you're back.
alive. Alive.
Still looks a little dead, but she's alive.
I mean, she always,
It always looks a
she
little
always looks a
dead.
little dead.
Was your
I mean, I'm
skin
blue for fuck's sake.
always this blue? Is it bluer? I don't. You're strange.
Yeah, usually I have more lightning coming from me.
I recall.
Yeah. Also, I'm blue. I have whited out eyes because of my devil's sight. I'm just a fucking like.
Oh, you
Don't
did
you have
briefly
true
go.
sight as well from the Metastone?
You do
I
indeed.
do.
All of the sights.
I'm like a little walking cheat code that they take around with them. It's like, you need that reading? Sure. You need to fly up there? Yeah. Am I useful at anything else? Not really.
You're useful at lots of
Right.
things. Didn't you hear me? You summon Garistros and turn people into plant pots.
And puddles of water.
And puddles of water.
So, Guardians of the Forgotten, what do you want to do today, now that Verity is alive?
Oh, I
Let's
think
go
we
in
need to
the
resume our cult
cracky
hunt.
taints again.
Yeah.
Also, you did kill all the guys that assassinated me, right? Like every single one of them. None of them lived.
No, some of
Lucky.
them got away. I
Um,
tried to chase them. I killed one of them that didn't get away, but there was, I think,
Damn
3.
it.
Well, I've only got one set of arms.
well, we got most of them, but then they received some kind of call, and then there was this dragon thing that erupted from the earth, and for some reason they all ran off, and we could only, pick off 1 or 2 of them. But yeah, somewhere faster than us. So not entirely safe out there, I must say.
I was a little bit worried about the dragon doing a Malkaya on your body, to be fair.
Could have been eaten by a dragon. So metal.
I'm not sure they eat metal. I think they just eat like people, animals.
Person left, you have no idea what Motium means by that.
Nope. Just inside jokes, I'm sure.
You know the name of Malkaya, but that's it.
Yeah,
Probably
it was just a big thing where we buried a body and came back for it and it wasn't there. It was a pain. So we don't do that anymore. Now if someone dies, they come with us. Don't care if you haven't got a bag of holding with a tie around our neck. They're coming with us.
We do have a bag of holding, though, thankfully.
Oh, I wonder if the bag of holding would have kept Slovo from finding you. Shit, I didn't think of that.
It would have actually.
Fuck's sake. I thought about this in the car on the way home. I've been waiting
I didn't think about it, but now, Nate, you mentioned it. Yeah, no, he wouldn't be able to, because she'd be in an extra dimensional space that his magic wouldn't reach to. So
Maybe we're looking to get another bag of holding that can just be like our portable body transportation when one of us dies. That's all we use it for, and then it's like a sentimental.
Or Otti could have
Bag of
ended
holding.
fight by just opening bag of holding and Slovo. Keep him for later.
Can you imagine if I still had my dodgy bag of holding and we accidentally put Verity in there?
I'm sure she'd have been fine.
Does it have like a hole in the bottom?
We don't know. We don't
No,
actually know what's wrong
it's-
with it. It was just
it's-
far too cheap.
It would. I think it was from the DMG. It was like the false bag of holding. So like, there's like a large chance that whatever you put in the bag of holding, it would just straight up eat.
But all the things we tried
Possibly.
worked.
I think it was like 50
I know,
gold.
because I kept them rolling ridiculously low.
We tried like 3 things in a row. It's like, okay, this has all
I know.
worked.
I know. I
Fine.
can't believe they haven't. It hasn't eaten anything yet.
It would have eaten Verity.
It
It
almost
would have
definitely
absolutely
would.
eaten Verity.
It's a bag of waste disposal then. If we ever need to get rid of some evidence.
And just hope that it actually chooses to eat it.
It's like a finicky little child. I
Well,
don't like it.
guys, bad news is we're still no closer to finding Conspiracy. And still no close to finding Slitter's body, so we should probably start planning, thinking.
Well, those other cultists did make it seem like Slitter's cultist had his body. So I think we just need to find one of them and find out where they're keeping it.
But if they had his body, why wouldn't they have done more with it? Why would they have not found the spawning pits themselves when that's all they're after? Lack of skill or lack
I mean,
of
we
knowledge?
only know about this about Slitter leading to the spawning pits because we asked someone.
Best one. Legend lore.
Legend lore on it, yes. So without that, we wouldn't know that Slitter directly led them there. So they might have the body and they might be just worshipping it or keeping it safe or some other bullshit reason, but they don't actually know that it really is the key to the evilness they seek. And they'll never know that because we'll kill them all and destroy the spawning pits.
Maybe we need someone to go undercover to try and be fake recruited.
Rather
could do it.
difficult, given the number of cults in the city.
And given our fame.
Also true.
Yeah, lots of people do know us. We did kind of appear in everyone's head like a month ago.
Yeah, and we don't have the
Shit.
hat anymore.
No.
I think maybe we continue where we left off in the taint.
Oh, and Verity apparently, by the way, the reason you got assassinated is because they were trying to send a message to the Guardians of the Forgotten that they didn't want us messing with them or something, and they thought that by piloting the Weavebreaker, they'd make us back off, but they weren't relying on us not being able to bring you back immediately.
See,
I don't think they really
I have a
cared. I
crazy
don't think they're
vampire
upset about
guy.
that.
my sister has a sociopath who thinks that killing her sibling will make her like him.
I'll try not
Yeah.
to collect
What's wrong with
anymore.
our family?
Like I do promise I'll try to not collect anymore.
Rennas looks
Also,
sad.
I have alter self, so I can make myself look different if we want me to do a little infiltration.
And word may very well have spread that you're dead, and nobody else really knows that you're alive.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can probably just find one of them, tie them to a rock, and beat them to a pulp until they tell us what we want to know. That sounds like a fun version. But if you want to do it your way, that's fine too.
Left. Do you know what the green light that was coming from the area was?
Do
At
I
night.
know?
It's obviously the Ruined Taints has got a large infestation of undead, and when undead gather in large quantities, weird ethereal shit starts happening.
Weird
They are the reason for the
undead
aurora.
ethereal shit is the professional opinion that the magnate has received and
Technical term.
has relayed to all of us. I'm afraid anything outside of that is beyond my scope.
Listen, my plan was to get Verity back. We got Verity back. I'm kind of out of plans now.
We still gotta solve the whole problem with the frontier, and finding this conspiracy guy, or somehow finding some magical shortcut to Slitter's corpse would be the ways forward.
I like
You
Verity's
guys to
idea.
figure out how.
Because people are going to think that Verity's dead if they do alter self.
Okay.
I think it may be easier than finding one of them and beating them to a pulp.
And
'Cause
they
at
can do
least then-
ascending as well once they get in. But I'm imagining that the time period from new recruit to here's a secret demon body of our overlord, I can't imagine that's going to be a day or two. That's going to be presumably a long, drawn out process.
But I'm on about like Verity would find one of them for us easier. Get
And then
friendly
I can tie
with
him to a
them.
rock.
Just to,
And then potentially tie them
I
to a
don't.
rock.
I don't want to tell you. I don't want to guide you in any way. I want you to figure it out for yourselves. But just to confirm, when you have met cultists, it's been very hard to determine who they were, and it's because they all wear basically the same kind of cloaks. Really, some of them have got different sigils to identify what kind of cults they are. But the whole point of being a cultist is to hide your identity through the heavy uses of clothing. So.
All I'm hearing from that is we have to get cultists naked.
Or
You say it
all
was
this.
like it's
Robe up,
but
motherfuckers.
if you were to disguise yourselves, you'd just blend in with a crowd. That's a possibility. But as
Would,
you are now, you're instantly recognizable. Yes.
would I
Yeah,
have
fair.
access to any belongings of arrested cult members, or are there any known informants or prisoners that we have?
There are no prisoners because the prisoners that get captured mysteriously die within a day or two.
Would their clothes be kept?
Their belongings are either looted and or just go missing. It's not too hard to acquire the necessary clothing if you wanted to go into disguise. You have to find people who don't need it anymore.
Can be arranged. I'll see if there's any that is easily available. Otherwise, it may be a let's go acquire some job.
So yes, there would be some cloaks of former cultists available in the Magnate's Temple. They would belong to cults that have either been completely wiped out or arrested. It's hard to tell whether or not people know this specific cult is no longer operating or whatever. But honestly, all you really need is just something that just something black or dark that covers up your facial features and hide your face in shadows, really, and that can pass as being a cultist. So really, it's about the kind of the belief of something dark and destructive actually being a true savior. It's more not what you look like, more what the words of what you say.
Let us go shopping
This is
then,
a
I suppose.
This is a creative problem that would require your creative solutions. So you just want to go shopping for some clothes then, basically?
Some creepy cultist cloaks.
Cults are us.
Yeah.
Cults and
I'd
cuts.
say.
There we go.
I'd
Amazing.
say. Okay, so I would say you guys spend the best part of the morning looking for deal in that kind of thing who would deal with you. You can acquire black robes that hide your faces. For all of you, it costs 2 gold for somebody, so clothes are not that expensive.
Guys, cloaks are on me.
Yay! I was going to say I'm a little bit short since I chipped in for Verity. I mean, I'm not really a little bit short. I've got like 2.5 grand, but still, I feel short.
Someone chop off
You
your
can all
ankles.
put in your inventory makeshift cult disguise.
Oh my god, we can all start our own cult. Well, no, that's kind of defeats the point, but we could.
Like we
Verity's
totally
already
have
on that.
already started a cult.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. What, this session? Did I zone out or something?
This campaign.
Okay, no, I was
Verity
like,
has a cult of Steve.
I thought you were saying like Verity created a cult like 5 minutes ago. I was like, what was I doing?
She may very well have now. We are the cult.
I don't think that would surprise any of us if she did.
Like literally their last
Right.
message. They specialize in weird shit. They have a cult.
I see.
So we go down to the Junior Dawn Bazaar. Alright. So, half the day is done acquiring those items. What would you like to do after that?
Correct me if I'm wrong, it's the lower rungs of the city that have the more shadowy dealings.
The majority of the cults and a great deal of lawlessness operates within the Red Rocks.
I'd probably lead the party down there, just find a place somewhat discreet, kind of don our garbs, and then make our way down.
Okay. So there are a few entrances into the lowest levels that you know of. Obviously, there are probably many entrances that are utilised in secret, just due to the ancient age of the frontier itself. But when you guys get to the lower floor, you can see the bedrock above you, and if Korgrin was here, he'd be very happy to be underground, effectively, just like home, you would say. To you basically see a thick layer of solidified crust and sand being held up by the occasional support pillar, also made of like clay and rock, quite gargantuan in nature. All in all, the depth of the Red Rocks is probably about 200 feet right below the surface where the main city is. Looking down here, this one is more more ancient and more battle scarred. The buildings that stand here have definitely seen better days. Many roofs have collapsed inwards. Many walls are just spray painted or just painted with sigils of various cults and the like, as well as gang symbols from vigilantes and the such. Just from your panoramic view of looking at this place, you can see several, probably about half a dozen smoke columns. There are clearly fighting going on the streets just below you. It's not as big or as wide as the city above, but there's still the compactness of the buildings down here and just the sheer depth of it. It's probably could fit the entire population of the frontier down in this particular area. So you find an out of the way place to don on your cloaks and your disguises. Can I go ahead and get a group deception check, please?
God damn it! I want to use my
Oh.
inspiration.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can't believe that's the one thing I'm charisma that I didn't take.
Nice. Okay, so yeah, the party is passing off rather nicely as a cult of unspecified origins.
Steve.
As you start moving around the streets, you will definitely notice just how empty they are. There are buildings here that could clearly be lived in, but they probably are just as empty. Occasionally you'll hear shouts and screams in the distance and maybe the sound of like fighting or something, but I think the first thing you'll probably come across is a patrol of about a dozen or so Oasis spears around a checkpoint that leads further into a section of the Red Rocks itself. As they see you guys approach, they immediately draw their spears and point them towards you. Halt! Surrender! Get down on the floor!
Do I know this detachment?
No, they literally just random Oasis guards that have been assigned down here. You've not met these people.
What, are we not allowed down here?
It's
We're dressed as cultists and they're
it's
hunting
because we're
cultists.
cultists.
Yeah,
Just
they're here. They're
Oh,
here
fuck 'em.
finding cultists to destroy.
stay here. Left will approach, just hands up, and approach.
So Verity's face plants the floor behind you as you do that.
Fair.
Bit of surprise from the guards, but they keep their eyes trained on you. As you can see, several of them are knocking crossbows and begin pointing them at you.
Stand down, guards.
We have orders from the Magnate to arrest all known associates and affiliates of cultists. Surrender now, and you should be given a fair trial.
Left will kind of half raise his hood and just, who do you think dispersed those orders?
The Magnate. They look confused. As you sort of raise the hood and they can see your face, there's definite signs of confusion amongst all of them. So maybe one of the more senior ones just say, Shit, guys, stand down! I'm so sorry, sir. They're new. They didn't know. Who is this?
Fine.
Who is this, Sergeant? This is the left hand, right hand of the Magnate himself.
Left will approach and just now simmer down. Make it look like you're taking a bribe.
confusedly, but does as he's told, as he sort of extends his hand outwards.
Left will kind of just. It's an empty pouch. He's not actually going to give them fucking anything. But it's just going to be a.
He takes the empty pouch. Expected there to be some weight in it, so you can see his arm just go. Oh. Pockets it and goes. Nods and not too sure what to do after that.
Now let us through.
Make way. Make way. Let them through.
Gesture
Sir.
over at the party.
They're cultists. I said, make way. If this cult is fine.
Sergeant.
I pick Verity up.
Oh.
Back into the bag.
Baby cultist. Baby's first cult.
Alright. So, make your way past the checkpoint and further into the suburbs of the Red Rocks. Arri, can you roll a d20 for me?
Oh, which way? Which way?
As you guys begin traveling throughout the streets, eventually your ears perk up the sounds of combat happening probably about a couple of neighborhoods over.
We should go and investigate. Could be cultists.
Make your way over to the sounds of the combat, and when you get there, you find 4 Oasis spears that are currently in combat with 8 cultists bearing the sigil of the Black Sons of, or the Sons of the Black General.
Perfect. I suggest we all kind of rush in and take down the guards, but not kill them. And that will give us credibility, help us get in. We've helped them, but we haven't, injured the guards. Blah blah. We've injured them, but not severely.
I'm in agreement with that plan.
Then I will run up behind the nearest guard and trying to crack him around the temple with the back of my dagger.
Alright, make an attack roll. Yeah, that'll hit him. So go ahead and roll damage, but I'll consider it non-lethal damage.
Sorry, I may have been on mute then. If I'm using the back of the dagger, I'm guessing I don't get sneak attack.
No, because you didn't attack at advantage.
That's also fair.
7, but that is an Oasis Spear's hit point. So yeah, whack him over the back head. He just hits down onto the ground. The other 3 Oasis Spears that are, fighting off these cultists see you. One of them goes to try to attack you with his spear. 7.
That is a miss.
Like you can tell, he's quite young. He's inexperienced.
I want to cast Hold Person on the 3 that haven't been hit, so at 4th level.
Okay, so that's 3 wisdom saving throws. 1, 2, 3. Did they all fail?
We can't see any
They all
numbers.
fail. I've not seen any rolls yet. Oh yeah, there they are.
There
Yeah,
we
they
go.
all fail.
Oh.
Awesome.
Right, so you see these 3 these 3 guards just lock up. Their spears drop down. It's like, You can see the other cultists go, excellent, and they rush forward to shove their weapon, their daggers. And
I
their
will like
short
run
swords
in front
into
of
the
them
guards.
and be like, no, this will only last a minute. We need to get out of here now. More are coming. We saw more behind us. We need to get out of here.
Make a deception check at disadvantage. They pause briefly. They look around. The blood offering for Slitter must be satiated.
Ah,
Left will charge in.
Yep.
And he will behead the Oasis guards.
Okay. Since they are held, it's going to be real easy for you to do so. So you
Boss
guys
from
just
hell.
watch Left charge in, and he executes the 3 remaining conscious guards. As their heads roll away and the blood drips from his blades, the cultists just go, blood has been spilled in the name of our Dark Lord. On your knees and pray all. And all the cultists drop to the floor and start praying out.
Also drops to his knees.
Follows
Yeah, let's all.
Yeah.
Follows lead.
I'll do that like that typical thing when you don't really know the words and you're just trying to like copy just like a second behind them.
Can you all make deception checks for me, please?
I'm not trying. I'm looking like I'm praying. I'm not trying to say the words.
I know.
Was it perception or deception? Sorry.
Deception.
Okay.
Basically just to see if you can blend in with what they're doing. Yeah, that's good. So yeah, you all get down on the ground and start mumbling, praying to yourselves, and eventually the lead cultist sort of steps up and goes, ah, yes. Which division are you from, and what are your orders?
We're kind of new. We're not in a division, but we've obviously heard about Slitter and the wonderful things he has done. It seems foolish to not worship him.
Yes. Yes. Well, we will be expecting you at the banquet tonight, at least.
That sounds lovely.
But we have just acquired the Black Hearts. Things are going according to plan. We just lost.
You cut out. We
Gotcha.
didn't hear any of that.
Said, finally I've acquired the Black Heart. We just need final ingredients to make our Lord return and rule this world.
What's a final ingredient? Anything we can help with?
Yes, those we need the sacrifice of willing, innocent, virgin blood.
I'm no good to you then.
Unfortunately, no one here is a virgin. No, I'm not. No.
Not even the children.
No.
Oh. Sluts. No, sorry.
There is a smaller one in the back.
Holding a dagger.
I mean, to be fair, if you start hearing that people are executing the virgins, you go out and get laid pretty quick.
Yeah.
Have you, in
I have-
your patrols, found an innocent, willing virgin?
We
I'll
have
do
not.
it.
Every time I found an innocent, willing virgin, other things have been on my mind.
We have a sacrifice.
As I'm like hanging over Oti's shoulder and my arm just goes up, I'm like, I'll do it.
No.
Are you a virgin?
What's a virgin?
I whisper the meaning of virgin in Verity's ear.
I'm hoping the fact that I seem too innocent to know what a virgin is will convince them.
Oh, they're convinced at the moment. You guys have got pretty good deceptions.
Yeah. I'm just like trying to keep it the wrist, like, what's a virgin? I'll do it. I'll be willing, even though I really don't know what I'm in for, but I mean, you guys are going to get fucked over in the end, so.
Wonderful. We have our final ingredient.
Awesome.
We should let Ulysses
I have one
know.
condition.
Uh,
It's like, this is a final thing for me, right? So, I want me and my buddies here top spots at this dinner party table. Okay?
we'll have to speak to Ulysses for that.
Do you want a willing virgin sacrifice or not?
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Then I think anything that my friends here would like should be acceptable as a little bit of a, you know.
One of the
Give it-
guys at the back says, "How do we know she's a virgin?"
You want to test it out, motherfucker?
How do you test if someone's a virgin? I don't know.
Them if they're a virgin.
Their
Oh,
skin is
Ulysses
blue.
would know.
Their skin is blue if they're virgins.
Oh.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Well, wouldn't that mean not all the ghosts are virgins?
Well, they're virgin ghosts because they haven't got corporeal bodies to actually do anything with.
Wow.
Rennas, the full of logic member.
Well done on our blood sacrifice today. We shall see you at the banquet. Everyone, turn to your patrols. That the cultists turn and leave.
Could we just ask where about the banquet is? As we did say, we are new.
They turn and look at you. We'll see you tonight.
I'm gonna Hunter's Mark at 3rd level.
Okay. He is marked.
Nice.
Moving in a. They're moving south for now.
I'll give Verity the stink eye.
Once I find out what the Slayer guide looks like, when I go out to be the sacrifice, I'll just change into him. Freak them all out.
Fair.
Um,
We could probably play this your volunteering card to get to see Slitter as well, which is what we really want.
Exactly.
you
Really
you
like
are
your dying
aware
wish.
Slitter is dead and also a demon, right?
As long as he is a bipedal
Yeah.
humanoid, I can change into him.
Demons are generally fiends, not
Uh,
humanoids.
Humanoid looking.
Yeah.
Okay, so in the description of Alter Self, I can change appearance. You can transform your appearance. You decide what you look like, including your height, weight, facial features, sound of your voice, hair length, coloration, and distinguishing characteristics, if any. You can make
become
yourself
large
a
creatures.
member of another race, though none of your statistics will change.
Then yeah, Alter Surf is perfect for it then.
The only problems with it is that it is concentration, so please make sure nothing hits me. And I can't change my size, so I'll just be like a medium
A mini
size.
Slitter.
But you know, like when they're doing
Like
the
a
whole
real Slitter, only smaller.
I'll just make myself change into him, and I'll be like, I am Slitter, back from the dead. I wish for you to kill yourself now.
We need a wild shape for enlarge to go with that. We've had it a couple of times where it's worked perfectly, Verity.
Oh god, yeah, I broke my shoes. Because, like, do they know how this resurrection's gonna turn out? I'll just be all like, ooh, I've taken over the body of this virgin mortal, blah.
Worth a blag, possibly. If I mean, let's see if we can just find the body and get out of there. While possibly killing a whole bunch of cultists first.
Okay. Well, that and as a willing
Uh,
sacrifice, we now have kind of like a we've got the willing sacrifice with us. Let us do what we want card.
Yeah.
If you
Okay.
die again, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yeah, don't die again. It was a lot of effort.
I'm going for the hat trick here, guys.
No, the hat trick
Not-
is mine.
Not to we I think we've spent like the last however many years trying to avoid having our blood spilled to revive a demon, so it's just
So it makes instant sense to immediately sacrifice ourselves to summon a demon.
Mm.
Okay. Well, maybe we just find out where this party is. But
Turn into
we can do that
fly.
later with Arri.
So, where do you guys go from here? I mean, Arri's still got the hunter's mark up, so she knows the direction that those cultists are moving.
Are we going to go off somewhere else and then come back and find them later, or do we just want to follow them now at a distance?
How long does Hunter's Mark last at that level?
It'll be 8 hours.
Then probably check back in a couple of hours' time, like try and keep tabs on them, if that makes sense. So like after 2 hours, let's go find them. Where they to? Oh, they're just in an alley. Where they to now in another 2 hours' time? Oh, they're in this building that seems, off the beaten path. That kind of shit. I don't know. Or we can try and find another group.
I know that we've got a way in with the banquet, but I kind of want to just do a little bit of investigating around here and see if we can find out where local. Oh god, what's the word? Places for this cult might be. Like, if they have any meeting houses, are there any other places?
Yeah, we definitely have a lot more information that we could gather. Whether, if this plan ends up failing, like we don't know whether they're actually going to revive Slitter, or, how the banquet's going to go or anything. And we need to have backup plans and need to know kind of, more about this and more about where to find Slitter's body and all that if they don't have it at the banquet.
I mean, worst case, we could also use like other points for possible. I'm trying to think of a word. I don't know what that means.
Exit.
No. Like if we need a distraction or something, we could possibly, hey, Mr. So and so, have you heard about this place over here? I heard it's very interesting.
Okay, so what I'm hearing now is if we're going to go back and find them in a bit. Pub. Where's the nearest pub left?
Top.
Probably above. No business wants to partake down here.
I mean, that's fair. But yeah, I reckon we climb up right there, and then we can just do a Arri check-in with them every half hour or so.
Oh, did we not want to stay in the Red Rocks?
I mean, we can do, but the longer we're
would-
down here, the more chance there is of us getting caught out or found out. Or
Well, that's the thing is, I don't think with the Oasis, oh god, words.
Oasis beer.
Thank you. Are gonna be much of a problem for us, but I definitely think we need more information down here.
I'm inclined to agree. We should likely stay here, do some more recon.
Just to
fine.
confirm, with Hunter's Mark, when you move away, you don't instantly know where they are. You just have any advantage or on any checks. Find them again. That's all.
Okay, so maybe we should be following them then.
Yeah,
Just
and Rennas,
at a
I thought you were
distance,
super
maybe.
keen on being the Red Rocks.
Mm.
So, what do you guys do? Go up top to find a pub? Do you follow those cultists, or do you just move on and continue investigations to see what else you can find?
I think we need to split the party.
You always say that.
It always goes well.
I mean, I'm the last person that
I don't
always
think Oti's
agrees.
ever said that before.
I think that some of us need to keep tabs, especially Arri, on where they're going. And I think some of us need to go and investigate what's going on. We might be less intimidating if there are less of us in a group.
And we have the sending stones as well, so we can keep in contact.
And this is that's my next point.
Okay.
Why don't me and Arri follow them as we're relatively sneaky, and the rest of you can investigate?
I think Russ is pretty sneaky too if they wanted to come with. It's entirely up to them though. Depends on how much you wanted to split the party.
And you just don't want to be alone with me. Oh, I see how it is.
Well, since the love potion, all nerves now.
Gross.
Ew.
It's your fault.
Well, you two just made it fucking awkward.
It usually is my fault.
What I do best.
I think perhaps there should be a brawn to each party. If you'd like my company, this is my forte as well.
Yes, you strike me as a sneaky sort. As I just keep looking up and up and up.
Yeah. Like,
No, I believe you. I trust you.
So group 1 will be Rennas. Who will be going with Rennas? Russ and was it Arri or left?
Not Russ, I guess. I mean, so
Yeah,
Rennas,
go for
Arri, and left.
Yep.
Okay, so
Oh no.
so Verity, Russ, and Otti will be
Mm-hmm.
group 2.
Yeah, I will give
Alright.
Arri the sending stone.
that went so well last time.
I'll give someone the sending stone. Someone take
Oh,
it.
it's fine. There's no one turning me into a puddle this time.
This is
so-
very true. You're not with Verity. You should be
Oh,
fine.
it's very nearly how he split the party last time, except left and Verity are switched.
Okay. So group 1, can I get stealth checks from you, please? In group 2,
Dang it.
I'm stealth.
Verity, can you roll a d20 for me, please?
Oh.
Oh. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. So
I'm on D, guys.
the first group stealth off, following this cultists, and watching them. They are honestly pieces of shit. They really are. Like, you can see them just abuse things. Like there are a couple of stray cats that you see. They go out of their way to kick the stray cats. They constantly badmouth the Oasis Spears, the Magnate, and other cultists, whilst in the same breath praising the Black General Slitter and how powerful he was and how he was done the dirty and betrayed by Argonef during the war, and how only Slitter can truly lead humanity into an era of everlasting glory.
Have you
And then
heard
their
about
conversation.
Slitter being betrayed by Argonef before?
No, it's an opinion.
Yeah. More rambling
Reading from
delusional.
well, it depends on your point of view. From history, when Vorod was retaken and Slitter retreated with his forces to the frontier, everyone expected, or any sane general from any army would then reinforce the lands you have taken, but no reinforcements came. As far as anyone could tell, Argonef sent nothing to aid Slitter. So some consider that to be a tactical blunder. Others would even argue, say, well, Slitter was being punished for failing to keep Vorod, I think Balasar. So
Okie doke.
yeah, there's a lot of theories as doing that, but it seems that this group's particular opinion is that Slither was betrayed by Argoneth.
Cool.
Eventually, their conversation takes a tone as they just start reveling in a memory that somebody brings up. Somebody mentions how more violent they've become ever since joining this great cult. And then they sort of say, well, it was a rite of initiation. They wanted to prove their worth, which is why they went to number on that red teeth.
But did a number on, they didn't say kill.
That's right.
I mean, that's something. Hopefully he's being kept a prisoner somewhere.
Well, they just sort of mentioned that they enjoyed the pain and the beating they gave him.
I'm sure they did. I'm listening out for their names so I can add their name to my mental list.
So, group 2, which is Verity, Otti, and Russ.
Yeah.
As you guys are making your way through the red blocks, you get into a more spaced out area where there are more ruined huts and shacks around. You get the feeling that no one's actually come here for quite a while. And in your travels, you've sort of been conversing, and one of you mentions that you know, hopefully the group will find something out about conspiracy, and then eventually come across a lone oasis spear. He's alive, but his back is hunched up against an overturned wall, like a brick wall. His spear is at his side, and he looks a little hurt. But he's clearly alive. He's like sort of shifting around on the floor, going,
Is there anyone around who might have done this?
Make a perception check. One that you can see.
I'm gonna gesture to Russ. You can't see me because I haven't got it, but I'm gonna gesture to sort of like rope and then tying up.
That I can do.
Okay.
Definitely didn't want to heal him to look suspicious, but I can tie him up.
Alright. So you go up to the oasis spear, and while he's somewhat out of it, you're able to tie him up. He doesn't really resist. He's sort of slipping in and out of consciousness, really. And you're able to successfully tie him up and restrain him onto the floor, and that's when he somewhat comes to. What? Going on?
Can I put something over his mouth?
Yeah.
And I'll try and look kind of not particularly threatening to him and try and like speak with my eyes, but I'm not really too sure what I'm saying. I'll just be like, and
He just looks back at you with panic and confusion.
yeah. What do we do?
Is there
Tied him up and gagged him.
Is there somewhere that we can like an alleyway or something we can drag him out of view?
Well,
of
there's abandoned. There's really nobody around, but there are some abandoned shacks pretty close by that you can go into.
Okay. I will take him into one of the drag him into one of the abandoned shacks. I have to put you down, Verity. I'm sorry. But drag him in there, and I'm going to take a hand axe and put it to his throat, and I'm going to say, "Stay here. Don't make a noise. Just stay here."
Ooh.
and remove my hand axe from his neck and just turn out and walk out on him.
Ooh. Okay, so Otti walks out. What else do you do?
I might remove the gag just to be nice, and I'll be like, no noise. Okay? We'll come back.
What the fuck is going on?
It's complicated.
Yeah. Why you tie me up?
Shh. I'll show him away and I'll walk out.
We're sneaky spies.
Cultists are weird. Alright, so you guys leave him in that shack and make your way outside.
No particular plans for him.
No, it was much more of a get him out the way so he doesn't either grass us up as walking past and attack us, and then no one else comes out and kills him. That's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Left him in there to starve.
I mean, I could just teleport him to, the place with, what's it called?
The temple?
Yeah, I could teleport him.
We
I don't have the
cleansing.
We really, really do not need any of your chaos right now, though.
I mean, maybe you should have untied him, though.
Oh, no, just leave him tied up. I'm pretty sure, if he's any good guard, he'll have a little dagger on him. He'll be able to cut himself out of it. Give him a couple of hours, and he'll leave.
How
I didn't
deep
tie the knots very
underground are
tight.
we?
Sorry, what did you say, Verity?
How deep underground or whatever are we?
Quite deep, to be honest. Like I said, the height between the layer that is like the upper city, the Oasis, the Magnet's Garden, and the Red Rocks is probably about the highest it reaches is around 200 to 300 feet.
Okay. I could use Dimension Door to take him 500 feet away.
Yeah.
Just go straight up, drop him off, come back.
Don't get caught doing it, though.
And please don't make anything go bang.
I'd say don't do it. It's a single. Look, we've already beheaded several of them. I think it's fine.
Okay, if we remember him, we'll come back for him.
If not, he just stays tied up in a building forever.
2 weeks later, fucking corpse.
And we go on more hunt for more information.
Yep.
Okay. So as you begin to leave, I want you all to make, all three of you to make perception checks, please.
Maybe that guy had information.
Okay. Russ, you will definitely notice that you are being followed.
Oh no. Can I subtly try and see who is following us?
Yeah, it's that guy. Guard you just tied up, but he seems to have been able to free himself, and he is following you.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Wait, my eyes of true sight aren't picking up anything on him, right?
I'll whisper it to.
Shit. I'm gonna whisper you something, Verity.
So baby.
You have to remind me the things you have.
I didn't know if it was important.
The answer to that question is yes, it's always important.
Well, I'm not gonna be in every encounter being does my true sight see something?
You need to have a separate true sight check or something. Meanwhile, I'll tell Otti and so next time I'll be like, that fucking guy's followed us.
Yeah,
He's
him
breeding-
and his cheeky girlfriend.
Okay.
What?
His creepy girlfriend. She's like constantly inside of him. It's weird.
What the fuck? I didn't see anyone. Was she in the cabin?
No, she's in him.
Ugh.
Can we? They said there was some empty like shacks around here. Can we kind of just like duck into one of those and see if this guy follows us?
Yeah.
It's kind of like
Verity- Can Verity
Quickly
dimension
divert.
lure us away?
I
She
can
can
only
take
take
one
one
other
person
person.
with me.
I can Misty Step for like not far.
Well, hold on. Let me go talk to him. Hello. Excuse me.
Ah. Shit, you saw me. Don't kill
No.
me.
He saw you. I don't know if we can kill. Like, who are you?
My name's Ryan.
Is this?
I've been separated from my patrol. I was hoping that you didn't seem like bad guys. Like most cultists would just, slit my throat and be done with it. But you guys actually left me alive. So I'm hoping I can help me find my patrol.
What's the woman's name?
What?
Like, you're also a woman. Like, I don't know how I'm seeing this, but I'm imagining like.
What? No, I'm a man.
With the ghost of a woman.
Expression immediately turns to one of shock and surprise. What?
Do you not know? Do you
Um,
need a cup of tea or something? Have I just cracked your egg?
uh-huh. All right.
How is the ghost reacting to all this?
In all honesty, it's actually the ghost you're conversing with. This man is possessed.
Oh. And they don't seem like, they're confused that they're not.
No,
Like, are they?
they're more shocked and surprised, and it looks like they're trying to flag their way out of it.
I mean, you're not hurting us, so I'm not mad. I mean, you seem pretty cool.
I don't know what have been smoking, but I'm perfectly normal, thank you.
And so am I say with my blue skin and glowing eyes.
Make a persuasion roll, please, Verity.
Where did it go? Persuasion! Meh.
Most of your kind treats the undead like nuisances and weapons to be utilized.
I was recently dead.
Why do you not treat me as such?
I don't know. I'm weird. In fact, actually, I just had a great idea. Maybe you can help us. Not as like a tool, but we just kind of want to know about this place. And if you've been here for a while, you might be able to help.
I will answer your questions if you help me.
Well, come with me back to my friends, and we can have a discuss.
Very well. He gingerly follows you.
And I'll take him into the cabin. So you said your name was Ryan, but do you have another name you prefer?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
My name I had before I died was Sarah.
Okay, guys, this is Sarah. She's dead and inhabiting this body right now. And she wants us to help her. And then when we help her, hopefully she can help us get around this place a bit better.
Can I insight check Verity to see if she's gone fucking mad from being dead?
Yeah, sure.
Because, like,
Death has sent her even
yeah,
further
just,
over the edge.
Make a persuasion roll, and don't forget to -3 to it because she just died.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, she looks perfectly sane, Otti. She's a very persuasive person, and it's hard to see through her wit and her charm right now.
My Verityisms.
we're used to practical jokes, but this is something else. Like, fuck, okay.
So usually there's more of us here, Sarah, but we're kind of doing a whole split the party situation right now. Inconvenient, I know. Like, imagine like having to go through all this like one at a time. Anyway, so what do you need help with?
I have a friend, very hurt.
We do like friends. Being hurt is bad.
I can't remember how to heal the living. I've done what I can with the bodies I've acquired, but very hurt. I was hoping you could help him.
I mean, I'm down. If it's just like a little healing spell, I can do that.
As you may be able to understand, though, we cannot be seen with guards when we're cultists.
There's no one around here. I make sure of that. The cults, the gangs, and the guards usually keep this area a wide berth. Otherwise, you end up. She gestures towards the man's body, like with his own body, like this.
Who is it that is hurt?
It's my friend. He's a bit crazy, but I enjoy his company. He goes by the name of Conspiracy. And we'll end the session
Oh,
there
shit.
tonight, guys.